things are plodding along, plodding along, plodding along, plodding along, as usual. The weather is getting warmer, the days are growing longer, all the flowers are opening. There's blue cornflowers and these beautiful little yellow flowers. I don't even know what they're called. There are roses all through the town, all down the streets, in every colour of rose comes in. There are roses blooming here, and there's still that lovely cool breeze in the afternoons. I've planted some cucumbers and their little seedlings are just popping out of the ground. We are doing well. Ruth is growing so quickly. Our daughter Ruth is 2 years old at the moment, heading for 3. And she just gets more and more incredible every day. And I think that seeing her grow and just exist reminds me every day how wonderful the Lord is, because it is such a miracle to see something so young, innocent and beautiful, something so perfect, come to life and grow and be, and to think that we played any part in it, that we had any control over it, just blows my mind. She has so much energy at the moment, and we don't have a big property. We have a decent sized yard, but it's not fenced. We only have a little bit out the back fenced, and so I try to get outside every day and spend intentional time out there with her, so she can ride a little push bike, and she loves being out in the front yard with me. She'll run laps, she'll ride her little bike around and just use up all that lovely energy. And she loves to run and explore and just be free, and I really do wish that we had a safer living environment where she could just run without a road right out front, but it is a blessing, and sometimes the folks nearby in the showgrounds are kind enough to allow us in there, and Ruth gets to run through the big open spaces and roll down the hills and collect sticks to her heart's content, and see all the bugs and the bees and the leaves. Sometimes we meet people there, and recently we met this lovely old gentleman who was very kind, and he talked to us about all the work if you're wondering, this is a platypus. A platypus heat pack. But we don't own a microwave, so it's just a platypus for us. Let's see what else is there. What else? I've just been trying to enjoy and embrace life. Trying to be present with Ruth as she grows. Trying to prioritize restfulness and peace and being here. And so I haven't been posting as much as I might like on YouTube, just because I'm trying to find a balance. Balance is so important, and being super focused on work never did anyone any good, I don't think. So I would like to post more on this channel and to really commit to making content for it, but the time has not been right yet, and it is just a fun little side hustle, so no stress. I've also been reading a book that I brought to show you. It's just down here. Can I get it without anything falling down? Something almost fell down. Some of you will know I've been reading through the Anne series. If you've heard of Anne of Green Gables, it's actually a whole series. I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 or 8 books in the Anne series, and I'm up to book 4, I think, at the moment. And it is... Oh, sorry, there's something in my eye. It is such a great series. It is so heartwarming and encouraging, and it reminds us of the Lord and the freedom of Christ. This book, Heidi, same deal, if not even more so. There is so much, I guess, ministry. There's so much evangelism in this book, speaking about God and His freedom and His forgiveness. A friend has loaned me this book. It was one of her favourite childhood books. It is called Heidi by Joanna Spyri, illustrated by Angelo Rinaldi. And I've got to say, some of the pictures in here, let me see if I can find you my favourite one. Every so often I read a book and I just wish that I disliked the book so that I could cut the illustrations out and frame them, because some of them are so beautiful. I don't know if the camera will pick this up, but it's Heidi and her grandfather. It brings warmth to my heart. I wish that I could frame it and have it on my wall. And there's a number of lovely illustrations like that throughout this book. I love it so much. I think I'm going to buy my own copy of this book, or put it on a wish list, because it's just so lovely. I really enjoy it. Sorry, it sounds like there's a large truck or something in the distance. Or if you read just modern literature, literature seems like a very strong word for modern books. A lot of modern writing is just trash. And if you guys know of good modern Christian books, please let me know. I used to enjoy Karen Kingsbury books, but I think the last one I read was Oceans Apart, and there was just such a focus on sin in it, not in a glorifying way, but still really unpacking it a lot more than it needed to be in a Christian book, and almost trying to justify it or whatever. I don't want to read that. And even in the fourth Anne book, she introduces a lot of just negative characters that speak an awful lot of doom and gloom and death, and I find myself skimming over entire chapters sometimes where those characters are, because I don't need to read that. This book is very uplifting. Of course, you can't have any form of fiction that doesn't have some level of sin in it, but this one is very, very tame, and all the Anne books, really, they're very lovely. There's no glorification of sin in any way, really, so I love those books. But if you have recommendations, please let me know. Also, Christmas is coming up and I'm so excited. It's always Christmas in my heart. I'm just that kind of a person. If it's not Christmas, I am planning for Christmas or looking forward for Christmas or finding some way to maintain a Christmas spirit. It's such a joyful time of year. So much room for joy and glorifying our Lord, and I love it so much. And I don't know if I told you this, but I've actually made stockings. They're quilted as well. They're really proper. I'm very proud of myself. I made 2 quilted ones, and then I lined another one for my husband, so it looks a little bit more manly. But I'm very excited to hang them up. I went for some summery colours. I wonder if I have one here. Hold that thought. Here we go. Just rearranged a little. Oh, that sounds like a gonna be loud. I hope that wasn't too loud for you. This little mute button is mute button. It's really helpful, but I feel like if I press it while filming, maybe it just like messes with the groove or something. Oh my goodness. We should watch Emperor's New Groove. So, while I'm here, I'm going to talk to you a bit about what my daughter and I do during a day. So as I mentioned, or perhaps I didn't on this channel, I'm a stay-at-home mum. I'm a housekeeper, housewife, homemaker, whatever you want to call it. And our daughter stays at home as well. She doesn't go to daycare or anything like that. And so I have been reading Charlotte Mason, the first book in her series. I haven't gone beyond that. But the first book in her series is like my guide to parenting, trying to embrace an outdoor lifestyle, reading applicable books, and reading a lot. We have story time multiple times a day. We read the Beatrix Potter books. We read this cool book called Peep Inside a Beehive. Just books that get her excited for real life, because then she goes outside and she sees the birds and the animals and all this sort of thing, which is really cool. and where she found them. She can explain to you what bees are doing when they land on a flower. She can tell you that they're gathering up pollen and sticking it to their legs. And that's just because I tell her when she asks. I teach her as much as humanly possible. But I also really try to embrace that outdoor lifestyle, just getting her to play outside a lot, especially now that she's heading for 3. I let her into the backyard and I'll sit down and do my knitting, and I won't try to talk a lot or interact with her a lot. I'll just be there, be outside while she's off playing. And she's annoyed at first because she wants to be entertained by someone else, as all children do. But when she eventually realizes no, mum is working, she goes off and she starts inventing. And today she was pretending to be Kung Fu Panda. She found some little bamboo sticks and she was pretending that she was eating dumplings. She called them balls because she's never seen a dumpling in person. She was eating balls, and she invented a boat and imagined she was in a boat. She looked at the birds and told me what they were doing and followed them around. And this all comes from allowing your kid to be bored. So this is very different, though. I will clarify, this is very, very different from neglecting your child or from pushing your child away. I'm still there. I'm just not actively playing with her 100% of the time, and we still have that one-on-one story time, talking time, hanging out time. That's the majority of our day, really, is spending time together. But, oh my goodness. I think the camp draft starts next week, and so there are a lot of trucks and souped up utes on our road at the moment. So yeah, it's very important to have that valued time so that your child does feel loved. Have an hour of quiet time in the evenings where mum and dad and kids are all just in the living room spending quality time playing together. And I don't mean parents are sitting there on their phones. You're actually engaging with the kid. Time like that is so important, but it's also important for kids to be bored. You don't have to entertain them all the time. Have as few toys as possible. Actually, this is something I'm going to struggle with. Our house is very, very, very small. There are no cupboards, no built-in cupboards, not really any storage, just rooms. And we don't have room to store a bunch of toys, so each year when birthdays and Christmas come around, we have to have a clear out because we just cannot fit more. And it's good that way. Kids do not need a lot of toys, but if people want to buy physical possessions, we allow that. It does, however, mean that we have to get rid of things from the year prior. So I involve Ruth in that process. I ask her what she wants to donate. I ask her if she's okay to give something to another little baby. And usually she's very happy, or she'll volunteer items to give to her friends. So yeah, as few toys as possible, very important. And allow your kid to be bored. And also, I've been learning to teach her the lowercase alphabet. I actually think she might be getting up. It's nap time at the moment. Teaching her the lowercase alphabet, and nothing fancy. I just cut up some bits of cardboard and wrote each letter. And then we use them like flashcards. She knows the uppercase alphabet off by heart. Very easy. Lowercase is more difficult, and I really should have taught her lowercase first. My bad. But all the toys were uppercase. So, yeah, that's what we've been doing, and I'm so excited for spring, summer, and autumn, because those are the seasons where things grow. Those those the seasons where we see so many beautiful things, butterflies and insects and birds of so many kinds. I saw some rainbow lorikeets in our trees today and I was so excited. They're green all over their backs with a blue head and this bright orange beak, and they've got yellow ring around their necks and some red down their tummies, and they're just so beautiful. And they make little fun cheepy squeaky noises and they hop around. It's very adorable. Anywho, I'm gonna have to leave you guys there because it's time for me to go and be a mom again. Probably clean the kitchen and do some laundry too. I hope that you're well. I look forward to seeing you again soon.